Good afternoon, crap to cream, here we go. So we've moved into pit repairs. So the kingpins have now been removed after a lot of pain and suffering, which involved some really agricultural tools and a lot of heat. Chisel, hammer, WD-40. One of the fulcrum pins was a bit resistant to moving, so that succumbed to a bit of violence. This one came out easy, this one came out relatively easy, and the other one that I've got in the shed down there that I'll show you soon, I had to resort to a hacksaw. So the fulcrum pins have come out unscathed. This one here, the sleeve decided to stay attached, so I had to chisel a groove in the side of that, then apply a lot of heat, and then got that one off. These two came apart relatively straightforward, so they were no real problem. As you can see there, there's quite a bit of heat involved in this melted rubber, but anyway, it's all off and now stripped down in the other shed. New wheel bearings, got the shims, anti-roll bar links were good. I don't think there's anything else to show you over here. Just the usual bits and pieces, nothing too dramatic. One thing I did find was that the wheel bearings were not in the best of health, so in one way the pit inspection found that for me. I'll do something about that now, replace the wheel bearings as well as everything else. Nothing in the way of springs on the back yet. There's found the reason why the HVAC wasn't working, blowing air onto the demisting air onto the windscreen. That tube was broken, so I've had to order a new one of them. Windows now been fixed, so that goes up and down just fine. Just ignore the door card, that's pretty crap. Got a new one of them coming, so that's that fixed. All nice and smooth now. Never seen this before, so it must be some sort of anti-burst device, I'm assuming, because the clip on this side and the clip on this so I'm not sure what that is. Comments, anybody? So I've never seen that before installed, so not sure about that one at all. Alright, all the new parts ready to go on the rear leaf spring, and those parts come back from blasting and blinging. So here we have the kingpins. These are the old ones going into the bin, and there are 3, yes I know, and there only are 2 fitted. These are the discs. These were quite badly worn, not sure if you can see that. So I've got spare discs, just like everybody has spare discs lying around in the shed. So I'll put the new discs on, new kingpins, and we move into the heaven that was unveiled here. So I've still got one new one which I haven't installed, spare. This is the remains of some of the stuff today, so I had to actually hacksaw this out because it was seized inside the bottom bush. Had to hacksaw this one. That's, yeah, I've got that off now. Now they can go away for a little bit of blasting. I've got kingpins bits everywhere here. The hubs have now pressed all the bearings out of the sleeves out of there, ready for replacing the bearings, and then I'll put the new discs onto the hubs. Had to involve the press today, and also had to crank the old lathe up, get that going to do some machining to get some spacers for the press, so that I could press everything out without destroying everything. Got new gaskets now for the side covers on the engine, so they've arrived. Got my new bushes for the suspension, so they're all good to go now. Spare shims left over from Millie for doing the spacing on the wheel bearings. I think that's about it. Even had to get the big big impact gone out today. It was a bit yeah. So this kingpin here has just been soaking in diesel because this is stuck on the end of there. So I've got to free that off and then I can repair that. Got a kingpin kit here. And I think that's about it really. So that's just the update of where I'm up to with the repairs. I'll just have to order some ventilation pipe for the HVAC, and I'm going to go and have a look at the carburetors tomorrow and then see if I can get to these covers on the side of the engine so I can do that. I've got to take these, yep, mentioned before, I'll take all these for blasting now. So I've got all the bits in the back of the car ready for blasting. I bring that and paint them. The springs are all good to go now. They're all painted up, ready to go. Just waiting for all the other parts to come back. So there. Alright, so speak again soon. So I decided to have one last Sunday afternoon mechanical madness. So I've ripped the carburetors off, as you can see there. So yeah, a lot of joy there. A whole raft of bits that you don't know. More springs. I can recognise 2 of them as originals, and these were the actual washers that were holding the inlet manifold on. So those of you familiar with MGs will know that they're not standard by any stretch of the imagination. So I'll have to replace them. The studs look dodgy, and also the nuts holding the manifold on were steel. They weren't brass, but they can be steel or brass. So I went looking for the oil leak on the crankcase. So I've now removed the 2 panels on the side, covers on the side of the engine, and one gentleman mentioned about pressurizing, so I believe this is a vented cap on the rocker cover. However, the front cover has a vent on it that vents into the carburetors, and I think that is a wee bit blocked. So I'll have to clean that out. The gaskets holding the covers on, they were pretty brittle. Nothing too good about them, so that would explain why we had the leak. This one was a bit loose, so that was the back cover, and that's the one that was leaking. So I'll take these down and put these in the ultrasonic bath, give them a bit of a clean and a blowout. Get that sorted out. But yeah, I'll put the Weber back on when I finish this little exercise now. I'll replace the studs, and I'll put the correct washers on to hold everything together. So there you go.